viewers, and welcome to another segment of Learn IT with Enkata. Today, in this episode, we are going to continue from the series we started on building website from the scratch. Don't forget to subscribe, follow our page, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so that you don't miss any of our videos. Now, a quick recap of what we did during the last class. We told you that to be able to develop your own website, you need a text editor, which we try to make use of Notepad, as you see I've opened here. And we also told you that to start coding, you first have to save your file in a folder, in a location where all your pages will be reading from. We created a folder called My Page on the desktop, in which we are placing all our files. And also, we told you that you need a boilerplate. And the boilerplate is a set of code, the foundation from where you build your website. And we came out with a code like this. We tried to put some sample information on our website using this particular boilerplate, and that is what you are seeing on the screen. Now, we also told you that there are other advanced text editors like Notepad++, Sublime Text, VS Code, and what have you. Okay. Now, if you look at this boilerplate code I have typed here, you could see that we declared the document type at the top. Then we open our HTML tag. Remember, we also told you that you put information on web page using what we call tags. And to create a tag, you simply open a less than sign, type the name of the tag, then you close with a greater than sign. That means you have created a tag. Now, after opening a tag like this, there has to be a closing. The closing, it is the same thing like this you repeat as we have down here, but in front here, you add this slash to indicate that you have closed the tag. That means that the tag starts here and it ends here. Very good. Okay, now if you look at this code I've typed, you can see that I opened the HTML and I closed this here. I opened this head here and I closed it here. I opened this body here and I closed it here. Now you can see that I made a mistake in closing the body here. I forgot to add this /. Now, this is where the more advanced text editors come into play, and that is what we are going to start using from now. Remember, in the last video, I told you that before we come to the next session, which is this class, you must have downloaded and installed VS Code. So quickly, I'm going to close my notepad and open my VS Code. You can see I have it on the desktop here. You can also go to your start menu. If you have installed it, you look for Visual Studio Code. It should be there, then you open it. Okay, now when you open it, it comes this way. Just as the notepad, nothing changes much here. So we first have to create our files. You come to File here, New Text File. You click that, then it opens a page like this. Now, the Visual Studio Code is used to code HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and what have you. Now, how will the Visual Code know that what I'm going to type currently is HTML? I first have to save the file I've created with the extension of the file type I'm going to type into it. So after creating the file here, you can see there's untitled at the top here. So I'll still come to my file, save, then locate the folder where I want to save it from. So I have a folder on the desktop called My Page. I'll open this and type the title of my page. So let me call it index.html. Remember, we did this same thing when we were using the notepad. Okay, so I'll save that. Now, instantly, you could see that something has changed up here. You could see we have the opening tag and the closing tag. That means that instantly we have told the Visual Studio Code that the text we are going to type here is an HTML tag. Okay, so now from here we can start building our boilerplate code. So the first thing to do is to declare our document type. So I'll open my less than sign. Now, one importance of these advanced text editors is that they are embedded with something we call IntelliSense. IntelliSense is the ability of a program to give you suggestions based on what you are trying to type. As you can see, the moment I open the less than sign here, it has opened suggestions for me. So instead of typing the exclamation doc type, I can simply just click on this. You can see that it has automatically closed it for me. All right, so I don't even have to do anything down here. So I come to the next line, and then since I indicated that I'm going to create an HTML, so I have to open the less than sign and then declare my HTML, close that. Now you can see that the moment I close the opening tag, it has automatically added the closing. This is where the advanced text editors become very important. Hardly can you make a mistake in the opening and the closing tags. Remember in the notepad, I forgot to close one of the tags, and that mistake is going to remain in the website until the day I remember, notice it, and then correct it. Okay, so now I've created my HTML. So let me press you see that the cursor is automatically in the middle. So let me press my enter key for the closing to come down. Another importance of this VS Code also is that it automatically indents your code. Indentation is like shifting the cursor to come forward so that items that are, how do I call it? Items that are together are grouped in a particular line. You can see that the HTML here is in line with the closing HTML here, but the cursor inside has moved a little bit, which means that what I'm going to type inside is within the HTML. It's not in line with the HTML. Okay, so now my document or my page needs a heading. So I'm going to create my head tag. Okay, so open, head, close. It has closed that too for me. So I press the cursor, I press the enter. You see that it has also indented another. See the cursor has come forward a little. So my page needs a title. So I'll create my title inside the head. To see that it has closed down for me. Okay, so I have to come below the head. Aside the head, my page also needs a body. Close that. See that it has automatically closed that too for me. So with this, my boilerplate code is ready. So I can click File, save this, then come to my folder, my page folder, my index.html data I save this here. So I'll double click on that. Fine, it has opened. At the top, you can see the index.html, but there is no information on our page because we just created the boilerplate. We are here to put in a code into it. So I will come back to my code. So now I'm going to give my page a title. How do I call it? Encounter Web Series. I like this. Okay, so I'll save this. Now let me go back to my browser and reload the page. You can see that the title here has changed. When I put the cursor on it, you can see everything that is showing here. Encounter Web Series. Okay, let me go back to my text editor. Now, after creating the heading, I told you any other information you want to put on the web page comes within the body. Okay, so inside the body, we are now going to put our information on the page. Now, we are going to look at some of the common tags that are used to display information on the page. And the first tag we are going to look at is the heading tag. To create a heading in your page, you use a tag we call H1. So I'll open an H1 tag, close it. It has automatically closed that for me. So in this, I can type the heading I want to indicate on my page. So let me say this is Encarters test page. Okay, so I'll save this, come to my browser, reload the page and see what I have. You can see that the heading is here. Now, we have different levels of heading in HTML. The levels range from H1 to H6. Okay, so now I have H1 tag. Let me come below it and create another heading and call it H2. Automatically it is closed for me, so I will type something into it. This is a second level heading. So I will save this, come to my browser, reload. Whoa, there is a mistake here. I don't have to see this tab 2. Let me see where the problem is. Oh, I forgot to add my H here. So H, okay. So save. Now let me go to my browser. Yeah, this is it. Now you can see that the second heading is a bit smaller than the first heading. That is how it goes. From H1 to H6, the more you go up, the lesser the size of the text is. So let me create the other level. So instead of just typing everything, let me just copy. and paste them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me see, this is 2, so this should be heading 3. This should be heading 3. This should be 4. This should be 4. This should be 5. This should be 5. This should be 6. This should be 6. So let me save this. With this, I've created all the levels of heading in HTML. As you can see, the more you come down, the lesser the size of the text. All right, this is how to create a heading. Now, after creating a heading, it is normal that you put a text under a heading. And to put a text under a heading, you use a particular common tag we call the paragraph tag. To create a paragraph tag, the tag you use is called simply P. So under this H1, let me press my tab key to move forward a little. So I'll create a paragraph tag using P. This is a text to show text under the first heading. Is it correct? This is a text to show text. This is a text to show text, not text, under the first heading. So let me add something. Click here to go to the login page. Okay, so this is the text I want to type under the first heading. So when I click on my file and save and come to my browser, you can see that there is a text under the first heading. And that text doesn't look like a heading. It is just a normal text. That is a paragraph text. This is a text to show text under the first page. Click here to go to the login page. Oh, it's like I have a problem with my spellings here. This is a text to show. Let me remove this text under the first page. Click here to go to the login. My N here is missing. Okay, my N has come. So let me save that. Come to my page, reload. Okay, my text is ready. All right, that is how to create a paragraph text. Now, these two are usually the only two tags that are used to type text on the screen. Any other tag that adds to this goes to modify the text in some way. For instance, I have typed all this long text. Assuming I want this is a text to show under the first heading to stand as one line, then click here to go to the login page to also come below this next line. I have to inculcate another tag into this, which we call the break tag. The break tag breaks a line into multiple lines. Okay, this simply means that you can create a tag within a tag. So for instance, I told you that to create a paragraph tag, you use this tag, BRA. Okay, BR tag, close. Okay, so this is it. I told you that some tags don't have closing, and this is one of those tags. Okay, so instead of typing this BR here, what I'm going to do is to come to where I want the line to break. So this is a text to show under the first heading. So here, I want this click here to go to the login page to come down to the next line. So I will just come to the beginning here and open a BR tag. BR close. So I'll go to my file, save this, come to my page, login. You can see that the click here to go to the login page has come to the next line. All right. Now, instead of using this BR tag, within this paragraph tag to create a line, you can equally use a particular tag we call the pre tag. The pre tag goes like this. Let me just copy all this and paste it below, then remove this BR. Okay, so let me save that, come to my page. Look, you can see that I have added another line here. Now I want to create a break here, but we're using the pre tag. The pre tag goes this way. Instead of the P tag, you use PRE. That is the pre tag. So come here, make it PRE. That is a paragraph tag with a break. That's what simply means by the PRE. PRE means paragraph tag with a break. So now you can see that it's just PRE tag open, PRE tag close with the text in between. So when I come here and click this to come down, so let me just bring this PRE down so that the tag will be at the top and the close will be at the bottom. That means that any text I type inside, the way I type them is how they are going to appear on the page. So let me come down and type, click here to get to the login page. Then click here to go to the main menu. So click here to go to the main menu. Full stop. Okay, so let me save this. Come to my browser. See, now you can see that the way I type the text is how they are appearing. Why is the first line not indented? Oh, okay, because it is in line with the opening tag. So I have to press down to bring it down. I hope you understand. The opening tag is at the top, then one is at the bottom. So the texts are in between. You don't type the text in line with the tag if the closing is down. Okay, so let me come to my page. Oh, it's like I didn't save after the change. So save here. Now let me come to my page. All right, so this is what we have. That is how to create a paragraph tag. Now, another thing too is that sometimes you might want to add a line. Assuming after this is a text to show under the first heading, I want a line to appear before click here to go to the login page. Now, there is a particular tag we call the HR tag, which is used to add the line. So what you do is that when I come to my text editor, assuming after this text, this is after. Oh, where did I say I want to add? Okay, this is a text to show under the first heading. Okay, so after this is a text to show under the first heading. Assuming I want to add a line, what I have to do is come in between the tags here and create an HR tag. This HR tag also doesn't have a heading. So typing this HR places a line here before this text come in. So let me save, come to my page, reload, and you see a line here. Oh, I think I've entered the line at the wrong place. I want it to appear under this. This is the text to show under the first heading. Okay, so let me come to my code. Okay, so I will take off this HR tag here and then come here where the BR here is and create the HR tag. That means that after this text, this is a text to show under the first heading, there will be a line. Then the line will break to the next Then the line will break to the next line using this BR, then this text will appear. So let me go to my file, save, come to my page. Now you can see the line here before the text come to the bottom of it. All right, this is how to add a line. Now, supposing I want to also bold the text. Assuming this text I've typed, this is a text to show under the first heading. I want this text to appear bold. There is also a tag we use to bold the text, which we call the B tag. So all I have to do is to come to this line here and open a B tag. That one has a closing. So let me take the closing because the text is already here. Let me go to the end here and close the B tag. Okay, it is closed for me. So when I click File, Save, come to my page, you can see that that particular line has been bolded. Look at it, it is bolder than the text below it. Now, this is how to create bold. Now, we also have the emphasize. To emphasize the text is somehow to make it look italic or something. Now, to make a text italic or to emphasize the text, you use the tag we call the EM tag. The EM tag. To use the EM tag, you just come to the line where you want to apply the tag. You open your bracket, less than EM. Close that. That has also been closed. So let me remove the closing and take it to the line, to the last line. It has even suggested for me. So I'll click on this EM. It has closed for me. So click File, Save, come to Page, Reload. You could see that, oh, there's a problem here. This less than line shouldn't come. What is the problem? Okay, there is this thing here. Let me remove it. Click File, Save, come to my page, reload. You can see that this text is kind of slanted a little. We also have the I tag. The I actually stands for italize or italic. So let me apply that to this line. So you just simply open your tag, I, close that. So let's first take down the closing to the last line here. So our intelligence has suggested the I for us. So let me click File, Save. Come to my page. You can see that this text has been italicized. There is not much difference between the EM tag and then the I tag because they do almost the same thing. Now, there are also other tags you use to format text more. We have a particular one we call the mark tag. So let us try to see what the mark tag does. I'm going to do that using these levels of headings. So when I come to okay, let me create another paragraph tag below this H2, and I will use the mark tag to show something. So I'll open my tag, mark, close it. It has closed for me already. So let me put some text into it. This is a sample marked text. Okay, I like this. So click my file, save. When I come to my page, remember it is under the heading 2, the second heading. So we should see the text below the heading 2. So when I come to the page, format, now you can see that the text has appeared under the second level heading, and in the background is highlighted yellow. This is the mark tag, the mark tag. This is how to use the mark tag. Then we also have the strike through. Sometimes you might want to strike through a text. So let me also see how we can do that. Let me come to the third heading. To strike through a text, you use the particular tag we call the del tag. The del tag. And this is how it appears. Open your bracket, DEL. Close. It has closed for me already. So I'll type this is a sample strike through text. Okay, so let me go to my file, save, come to my browser. Now look at the text that has appeared here. You can see that the text is there, but it is striking through. It is streaking through. This is how to create that. Now, how do you also create an underline tag? To underline a text, you use a particular tag we call the ins, INS. INS. So let me also do that under the, let me create a space here. Okay, so under the 4-level heading. So under here, I will open my less than tag and use my INS. Close. Okay, so I'll call it, what text should I type there? This is an underline text. Okay, so let me go to my file, save, come to my page, reload. Now you can see that the text here, this is an underlined text, has been underlined. This is how to underline a text. This is how to underline a text. Now, we also have a tag to make text look smaller. To make text look smaller. So how do you do that too also? We also have the tag we call the small tag. The small tag. So let me come to the under 5-level heading. I'm doing this so that I can see the differentiations. Okay, so under the 5, I will type in, let's see, my small. It has closed for me. So this is a sample small text. Okay, so let me leave a line here. So let me close, click, save, come to my page. Now this is the text. You can see that it looks smaller than the normal text or even the paragraph text. Let me create a paragraph at the top of it so that we can see the difference. So I'll come to the top here and say, okay, paragraph. let me type this, differentiate between the differentiate. Okay, so my B here is missing, between my N here too is missing, and normal text and a small text. Okay, I love this. Okay, so let me click my file, save. Remember, you have to save before your changes will take effect on the browser. Okay, so now if you look at the text, this is a normal paragraph text. Now this is the text created with the small tag. You can see that it looks smaller than the normal paragraph text. Okay, that's the difference I wanted you to make, to notice. All right. Now, sometimes in web pages, you are faced with the opportunity of, or the challenge of, creating superscript and subscript text. When I say a superscript is a text that appears at the top of a text. And the subscript is a text that appears at the bottom of a text. Let me use this to show you. To create a superscript, you use the tag we call the subtext, the sub tag. Then to create a superscript, you use the tag we call the sup tag, superscript, SUP short for superscript, then SUB short for subscript. Now to do this, I think I have to do a tag within a tag. So what I'm going to do is, under the 6 here, I'm going to create a paragraph text. So let me create my let me create my paragraph text here and say, okay, so let me type something like, say, registered. Okay, so let me click my file, save, and see how this will appear on my page. Okay, now you can see I have the registered down here. Now I want a text to appear at the top of this registered. That's where the superscript and the subscript comes in. So what I have to do is maybe come to the end here and then open another tag and then create my SUB. That's the subscript. It has been closed for me already. Then I'll type, okay, maybe TM. Just this. So click file, save. When I come to my page and run, no, this is rather the subscript. I wanted to create the superscript. So what I have to do is to say P, that's the superscript, P, superscript. Okay, file, save, come to my page. Now you can see that the TM has gone to the top. And when I even made a mistake and made it the subscript, the SUB, you saw that the text came to the bottom. So for instance, assuming I want to create another thing. So let me come to the bottom here and create a break. You know how to create a break by now, BR. That means I'm creating a break between this and one and the other. That means I'm creating another line below this P tag. So I will say, okay, what should I type? What should I type? What should I type? What should I type? No, let me rather use the PRE so that it will be easier. So the PRE tag. So I'll bring this down, and so this text should also come down. I hope you understand. So when I come to the bottom here, I'm going to type another thing. So let me say CO. This is all I want to type. File, save. So you come to this. Oh, I've typed CO here. So I want a 2 to appear at the bottom here, like a base. So to come here, I will come to the CO2 and create my SUB tag, and then type say 2. So the 2 will appear as a subscript of the CO2. So when I come to my file, save, down here. Now you see how the 2 has appeared down here. This is how to create subscript and superscript. I hope you understand this video. In the next tutorial, we are going to continue looking at what we call the tag attributes. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on the notification button so that you don't miss any of our videos. See you in the next series. Thank you very much.